Hey Carla, what's up? She's like, good seeing you live. Oh shit. I'm gonna wake the fuck up. I'm waiting for one of my friends to call me back because she's gonna possibly come pick me up. And we're gonna go hang out and do stuff. Might try to squizzle and squing a new drink combination for YouTube. I think Alex might have gotten into pipe smoking because of me. I showed Alex how convenient it is to have a tobacco pipe. When you're out of cigarettes, you can literally go to an ashtray and squeeze the cigarette butts into your pipe, pack it down and smoke it, and there you go. You got your nicotine fix. As long as the cigarette butts aren't wet. Alex got this pipe that basically had just the neck piece and the bowl. It had no stem on it whatsoever. Well, it did have a stem, but like the stem broke, and all he had was just this part of the bowl right here and this part. And one day he comes up to me, he's hanging out, and he's like, man, I'm so fucking tired of trying to smoke this pipe, fucking burning my mustache and this and that. And I'm like, dude, do you want a stem for that? And he's like, yeah, that'd be great, actually. I'm like, well, let me see what I can do. And lo and behold, YouTube, this is what I came up with. Little piece right here broke off trying to get this piece to go in there. But this was Alex's pipe, and he definitely used the fuck out of it. Because when I got it back like 3 or 4 days ago, I couldn't even stick my pinky on the inside of the bowl. I literally had to take my pipe tool and scrape out the inside of the bowl, and then I had to unclog the stem just a little bit just to get it to flow. Now I keep it on my knick-knack shelf with all my other stuff. You know, I can remember when I made this pipe for Alex too. He was so grateful to have it. He was like, dude, thank you. I'm like, does that make it easier to smoke out of? And he's like, fuck yeah, it does. I'm like, because he was literally holding the pipe this close to his face to smoke it. And I'm like, dude, no. I kept a metal stem for one of my broken pipes for such an occasion. When one of my pipes breaks and it needs a replacement stem, and lo and behold, yeah. And people might think, oh, well, your pipe's broke. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Someone tried telling Alex, oh, hey, your pipe's broke. You need to get a new one. And he's like, no, it's not. In fact, I'm going to take this bowl of tobacco that I have here. I want to pour a little bit into my hand, and just for old time's sake. I'm going to take some of that tobacco. I'm going to smoke it out of Alex's pipe here. People are like, oh, Alex, your pipe's broken. People would say to him constantly, oh, Alex, your pipe's broken. You need to get a new one. And he's like, no, it's not. I mean, it wasn't the fanciest pipe in the world, but whenever Alex was out of cigarettes, he'd take it and he'd squeeze cigarette butt tobacco into it to smoke out of it. Whenever he had his pipe with him and he was hanging out with me, if I had some pipe tobacco, I'd share with him. I'd be like, dude, check out this delicious flavor that I got. I mean, if you look right there, you can see there's a crack in the bowl. It's not very long and it's not very deep. But yeah, I'm not going to smoke out of this pipe too often just because. I do recall Alex making a couple of videos with me, homie chilling and drinking. So if I miss my friend bad enough and I want to hear his voice, I can always watch that YouTube video. Cool thing about technology. Carla says she's been worried about me. I appreciate that. How did I get the pipe back, you ask? Well, I went to go visit some friends of mine where Alex was staying when he died. And I seen the pipe sitting on the nightstand next to his bed. And my friend Marshall's like, well, do you want Alex's pillow? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. The only thing I want of his is his lighter and his pipe. And then his lighter died just yesterday or the day before, so I kept it. And I ended up getting a new lighter just like it. I mean, there were times when I didn't have anything and Alex would come over and he'd be like, hey man, I got 2 beers and some cigarettes. You want to smoke and have some beer? And I'm like, fucking A, dude. Carla. But yeah, Facebook, I'm sorry if I haven't been on social media very much lately. I've been grieving, dealing with some bullshit. I'm a little bit better now, but yesterday was quite interesting because yesterday I caught a whiff of Alex's scent in my apartment. That was some trippy shit, man. Like for a brief second, right here in this general area, I could smell Old Spice. And it wasn't just any Old Spice, it was the Old Spice that Alex wore. And it was like, dude, heavy, man. You know. Hold on a second. Facebook, I got some business to attend to. And the business, of course, would be putting the handles on my wands. And every time Alex would come over, there'd be times he'd be like, so what's up, homie? Oh, not a whole lot, man. Just kicking it. What are you up to? Same shit, different day. He'd come into my apartment and he'd be like, so you're working on another batch of wands? And I'd be like, usually the answer was, yeah. Yeah. Well, I couldn't get the copper wire that I got last time, so I bought some of this stuff instead. I bought some of this to help make the handles on my next batch of wands. And all right. I'm actually adding leather and copper to the handles. So for this next batch, so that's what I'm doing right now. And now that all my wands are done drying, I can start adding handles to them. There's going to be 12 wands in the next batch, just so you know, in case you're wondering. Pull it nice and tight. Way I see it, these wands ain't gonna finish themselves, YouTube and Facebook. Here's the start of the handle. Let's see, now I need some pliers. Go ahead. And I notice that this copper wire is a little bit easier to cut. There we go. Now I need, well, that'll work too. Okay. I got a string of leather that should be long enough for this handle. I also got a roll of leather, so I'm not tripping out about it. But now that I got that part cut off right there, what I'm going to do now is hold it tight and hold it down nice and tight and squeeze it right there under the stick. There we go. Here's the start of our handle for this wand. And now to add some leather to it, I'm going to tie leather around this top part right here where that loop on that copper ends, so that way it's not sharp and pokey. This might take a little bit longer to do on the handles, but the end result looks pretty good in my opinion. What do you think, Facebook? You like the copper and the leather look? I think it looks cool. Excuse me. I went to Wyoming Ale Works yesterday for dinner with my family. We were celebrating my birthday a couple days late, and I enjoyed my dinner with my family. That was a nice little experience. When I went to Wyoming Ale Works, I got the Ring of Fire burger, and I had them cook it medium rare, extra cheese, add bacon, and then I got a side of fries to go with it, and then I put some fries on top of my bacon cheeseburger, and I smothered it in ranch. Oh, dude. Wyoming Ale Works makes a damn good burger. If you're ever in town and you want something a little bit more fancy and, yeah. One thing was for sure, I was definitely full when I left Wyoming Ale Works. Look at that. That looks cool, YouTube. I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to add some glue to this spot right here, let it dry, stick it on a paint can. Pull it as tight as I can. There we go. Yeah, I really don't want this leather coming off on the stick here. Son of a bitch! And it came unraveled. Of course it did. Of course it does. Of course it does. No, you don't. And that can happen sometimes when you're wrapping handles on your wand. The handle comes undone and you gotta untie it and rewrap it. And like I said, if it does happen, just unwrap it and retie it. Let's see. I still got just a pinch left of Gorilla Glue on this other container, so no sense in wasting it. Put a dab of glue on that. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how much are you going to charge for these wands? With them fancy leather and copper handles. Same price, $24. Real magic wands at a real affordable price. That's the Cobra Craft handmade wands guarantee. There we go. Where did goddamn glue lid? Oh, I'm not gonna need the glue lid right away. So I guess let's move on to the next one. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna get all these handles here wrapped and get these wands done so we can get them up on Etsy. They're probably not going to be done drying for at least 2 more days. So today and tomorrow, if I get around to it, which I know I will. Let's see. So yesterday, I was checking out a chick. And granted, I didn't just sit there and stare at her like a total creep. I took one brief glance. Like, I can't help myself. I'm a heterosexual, you know, like shit. It'd be one thing if I sat there and just openly stared like a rude, obnoxious asshole. But I didn't. I took a quick glance at her chest. A quick glance. And she went like this. And then, which was kind of funny because she didn't have tits. I'm like, why are you covering your shirt when you don't have any? For one. And two, and then she got all pissed off and started telling, as soon as she was out of earshot, telling anybody who would listen, oh, that goth dude's an asshole. He was staring at my tits. And then I heard someone else stick up for me. They're like, hey, double standards. Women check out men all the time. And I'm like, whoa, hey. Because the person that said it was like, oh, that's gothic King Cobra. That's total bullshit. That's total double standards. And I thought it was funny because I'm like, hey, I got someone sticking up for me. And as soon as I heard her say that, I'm like, you should be lucky I'm checking you out. I'm a YouTube celebrity. That pissed her off even more. And then she said some snarky comment like, oh, that guy's an asshole. And I was half tempted to say, you're lucky I was even staring at your boobs, because what boobs? You don't have any. But I'm like, nope, that's too far. Don't say it. At that point, I'm like, I'm biting my tongue. I want to focus on the situation outside of that, you know. But I didn't care because I wasn't going to let that kind of shit get to me, you know. Just wasn't worth it. And that's something that's always pissed me off about the dating scene. And just because women have had it worse sometimes doesn't give women the right to treat men like shit. That's all I'm jiving at, especially when you know how it feels. You know exactly how it feels to be discriminated because of your sex. So why do it to somebody else? That's something I've never quite understood. Now, if I would have been staring for like more than 5 seconds, okay, that's understandable. That would have been a bit creepy, like, oh, hey, you know. Why not just take it as a compliment? Like, oh, hey, this gothic bad boy thinks you're cute. Why not take it as a bloody compliment instead of like, oh my God, he was totally staring at my boobs. No, I glanced at your boobs, honey. I was not staring. And you call those boobs? Please. A cup. Hey, you better show me that ID because I think you might be underage. B cup. Better be careful. She might be 16. C cup. Oh, hey, nice to see him. Whip it out, girl. D cup. Damn. E cup. Enormous. F cup. Holy fucking shit. G cup. Good God. H cup. Oh, hell no. Once you get an H cup, it's like, okay, that's just too fucking big. Huh. Big enough to give you a black eye, sucker. Oh. Hey, boobs are like soda. Nobody likes them flat. Oh, geez. That's too funny. I wouldn't be an ass about the situation if people weren't an ass to me. And here's the best part. Here's the best fucking part of this whole story. The same chick that got all pissed off for me checking her out, as soon as she found out I had Asperger's, she was like, oh, I feel so bad now. I didn't know. He's like a child. Screw you. I don't want your fucking sympathy. How does that change anything? Sincerely, how the fuck does that change anything? You were pissed off at me for checking you out. And now because I have Asperger's, now you feel sorry for me? Piss off. I'm sorry, but when I heard her get all apologetic, like, oh, I didn't know he had Asperger's, now I feel really bad. That pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, why should it matter if I have autism? Oh, because now you're not allowed to get pissed off at me? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't want your fucking goddamn sympathy. And how do you think I feel when some ugly ass slag is checking me out? Some chick that's way the fuck below my league. The kind of chick that you just like, the kind of chick that's so fucking ugly that not enough alcohol in the world could make her pretty. And you can call me shallow as fuck for saying it, but it's the goddamn truth. You know what I'm talking about. How do you think I feel when a chick that ugly is checking me out? Like, oh, hell to the no. Probably the same way these chicks feel when I'm checking them out, right? Like, ew, why the fuck is this person looking at me? Gross. You want to call me shallow for saying it, but it's the fucking truth. So it's like I get a taste of my own goddamn medicine when I see a chick way the fuck below my league checking me out. I get to feel like a piece of shit because all of a sudden I go, oh, hey, that's how these chicks feel when I check them out. They feel grossed out and creeped out, like, ew, why is this ugly person looking at me? Gross. And really, I can't get pissed off at chicks for doing that to me because I do it to chicks too that I don't find attractive. I'm sorry, I'm allowed to have standards. I'm a goddamn YouTube celebrity. And even if I wasn't, I'm still allowed to have standards because it's my body, it's my rights. I don't care what sex you are, that applies to both sexes. But this is the thing that gets me about women sometimes. You'll slut shame that other woman because she has bigger boobs than you and you're jealous, but then turn around and some guy rejects a chick because she's too fat for his taste. Some guy will be like, oh, no, I can't date you. You're too fat for my taste. And as soon as that same woman hears it, oh, how dare you? Every woman is created beautifully. Wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute. 1 minute you're slut shaming your fellow woman, saying how you fucking hate her because she's got bigger boobs than you and because she's getting more attention. The next minute you're going to stick up for some fat chick because every woman's created beautifully. That is so fucking contradicting. You can't slut shame one woman and then stick up for another woman the next. And the only reason you're sticking up for her is because, oh, wait, she's less pretty than you. Oh, fuck, that's just mean. And you'll justify it by saying, oh, well, I'm sticking up for her because men are assholes. Screw you. Okay, if you really supported your fellow woman, you wouldn't give a shit about the other woman having bigger boobs than you. You wouldn't be slut shaming the other woman for having bigger boobs than you. So why is it that when a dude rejects a chick for being too fat, it's every woman's created beautifully, but when a woman looks better than you wearing makeup or wearing a dress that you want, all of a sudden she's a slut and a whore? Fuck that, dude. Women do this shit and it pisses me off. Like, how fucking contradicting is that? You go from saying every woman's created beautifully to fuck her, she's a slut, she has too much makeup on. Like, ugh. Really? Like, come on, man. You just contradicted yourself so freaking hard on that. Well, but I'm the asshole for saying it. Screw you. You can't sit there and say, oh, you support your fellow woman if you're slut shaming one woman and sticking up for another. And the only reason you're sticking up for that other chick is because, oh, you know how it feels to feel less attractive. Then turn around, that same chick wears a bunch of makeup on Instagram, and guess what? You're going to slut shame her because that's how you work. Another handle done. That's looking way cool. Like, what is that shit, Facebook? Can anyone explain to me why women do that shit? How fucking hypocritical is that? And then when I say that, I'm not attacking women. No, far from it. I'm just trying to figure out why. Especially when women have standards too. Holy shit, do women have standards? Women sit there and say, oh, he's got to be 6 feet tall. He's got to have a 6-inch dick when he's hard, and he's got to have a 6 salary figure and a 6-pack abs. How the fuck is that fair? Oh, wait, it isn't. Anyone who tells me, well, you're not allowed to complain about this stuff because you're not a woman, you have no idea how hard it is. I'm like, I don't want to hear your fucking sob story, god fucking damn it, because we've all got fucking sob stories. Everyone's got a fucking sob story. Just poor me, life is so hard. Wah! Come on, you fucking glue. You either come out or I can throw you away and open up a new one. Wise decision. As a woman, you cannot sit there and say you support your fellow woman if you're going to slut shame one woman and then stick up for another one. It doesn't work like that. If you support women as a woman, if you support your fellow woman, you either support them all or you don't support them. Attacking fellow women because they view female empowerment differently than you do. You know, that's the kind of shit that gets to me. There's empowerment in feeling attractive. I don't care what anyone says. And people like getting compliments. It makes them feel good. So if a woman wears makeup and she looks good wearing it, and she gets compliments for it, of course she's going to continue to do it. Because it feels good to be complimented and be told, oh, hey, you're attractive. That goes for both sexes. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a flying fuck who you are. That goes for both sexes. Yellow wand. They call me Mellow Yellow. But as soon as I say these things, I'm a fucking asshole for telling it like it is. Right. Imagine if guys did that shit. Oh, I fucking hate that guy. His muscles are bigger than mine. That's total bullshit. And then turn around. What the hell, bitch? Why'd you reject him because he's fat? Every guy's created awesome. You're just jelly. Women would look at us like, that's kind of contradicting. I'm just saying. Oh, but I'm the asshole for telling it like it is. Right. Right. Alrighty then. And that's the thing of it, is you cannot call women out on their bullshit without being called a sexist, and that's kind of bullshit if you ask me. Like, okay, I'm not personally degrading against them. I'm not personally saying they can't do this and this and this because they're a girl. I'm not saying, oh, hey, they belong in the kitchen. I'm not saying any of that shit. When I attack women for their issues, and I'm really not. I'm just pointing it out. I'm also attacking men. Think about it. I'm not gonna call women out on their bullshit without fucking bringing the men into this too. Because if we're gonna have a serious discussion, if we're gonna have a serious goddamn fucking discussion about gender equality, then we need to acknowledge that both sexes get a fair amount of crap. And that's the thing of it, is most women don't want to acknowledge that. Most women want to be like, it's all men's fault. Women are always oppressed. Wah. And that's because the feminazi agenda has brainwashed you. If you want to be a true feminist, then do not victimize yourself as a woman. Do not sit there and say, oh, well, blah, 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 it's all men's fault. Poor me and poor my sex. Wah. Because that's not female empowerment. That's just victimizing yourself. And I've said this before, how many times? The truth, YouTube, will set you free. The truth, Facebook, will help you. The red pill lens, yay. And when you sit there and say all men are the same, that's like calling every woman a bitch. I get so fucking tired of that. All you men are the same. Yeah, just like all you women are bitches. Women get so tired of that, so you know exactly how it feels. You know exactly how the fuck it feels to be told all you women are the same. You're all just bitches. So why the fuck would you do it to a man? I'm just saying. Oh yeah, these walls are pretty thin and my neighbors can hear it when I make videos. I might have ruffled a couple of raven feathers. This wire is tangled up, so I'm going to untangle it before I continue with wrapping the the handle. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, just yesterday you called him an asshole. Now today you're agreeing with him. Yes. And that's the thing of it, YouTube, is if the shit I say ruffles your feathers a little bit, and that's the thing of it is not every woman is like this. This is the thing you have to realize 100%. If we're being truly fair here, we have to realize that, oh, hey, not every woman is like this. It's looking nice. So far, so good. Now I need the leather string. I've been adding leather and copper to the handles of my next batch of wands. I mean, if I would have made jokes about Amy Schumer and her vagina, women would have lost their shit. They're like, oh, that's funny. Oh, shit. I hope I got enough leather to finish these handles. If not, then some of these are just going to have to be just regular copper handles then. There we go. That's looking very nice. Now that's the thing that gets me. If you're so offended by people looking at your tiny ass boobs, why the fuck you wearing a tight ass shirt trying to show off what little shape you have? And bullshit been called. Oh yeah, look at all this copper that we got. I have a couple more rolls of it, so I'm not worried. No, and then she started apologizing for getting all pissed off right after I checked her out. Like, oh, I didn't know he had Asperger's. I feel so bad now. I'm so sorry. I'm like, screw you. I don't want your fucking sympathy. The only reason you're apologizing for your rude behavior is because I have Asperger's? Piss off. No, but I'm not going to hold it over my shoulders for the rest of the day. I'm just wanted to vent. I wanted to vent some frustration. The thing that both genders have to ask is, how would it feel to be in the other person's shoes? And men and women never stop to ask themselves, how would it feel to be in the other person's shoes? They always think, oh, hey, there seems to be this negative attitude around women, and the attitude is, oh, men from back in the day treated my ancestors from back in the day like shit. So now I'm going to treat them like crap for today, for revenge for the way my ancestors were treated, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, two wrongs don't make a right. And if the only reason you're treating men like shit is because women didn't have rights all those years ago, then you're a bitch. Then you're no better than the assholes you're complaining about, really. Leather, leather for the handles. You know, something I've noticed, YouTube, I really, really like making wands. It's a stress reliever for me. I don't know why. It's a stress reliever for me, but it is. I like being able to make wands and watch them come together. Yeah, there's the copper and the leather. This is an idea that Alex had. He was like, I know you're creative enough, you can figure out a way to intertwine the copper and the leather on the handles. That'd look cool. And I'm like, yeah, it would. Yes, it would. Let's see, how many more wands I got handles for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more handles to wrap. And I'm gonna let these dry all day before I trim the excess on the leather and polish them. Motherfucker. That one's gonna need a touch of green paint right there. That's all right. I can touch up the paint on that when that's done drying on the handle. Blue wand. Making that money, making them wands. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. Nothing wrong with that, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah.